What's up, guys? Honey50 here, bringing you Black Clover manga review. This is chapter 199, titled The Ultimate Natural Enemy. Oh, this was a beautiful, beautiful chapter. Again, it was another short one, so I was like, But for the information and what happened in this chapter, it was great. So it's one of the things that you can overlook. That's actually been the only problem with Black Clover so far, is its shortness. And when I say shortness, I don't count double color spreads as 2 pages. I know a lot of people do, but I find them kind of useless because a lot of the times they're just one big ass picture that takes up 2 spaces for nothing, just so the mangaka can have like more free time on his hand and he doesn't have to really work as hard as they already work hard enough. So, and I don't count the color pages either. So you count that down as like we be getting less than 20 for My Hero and Black Clover, but then for Dr. Stone, One Piece, and all the other Shonen Jump manga, they all been 20. So it's like, sadly, we haven't got that 20 in a while, but that's what I mean when I say short chapter. But getting into the chapter review, it starts off with Petrie using that attack that he used when he was named Lynch before against Yami. When he makes that magical sphere, and he's about to shoot that beam at you. And he did it to Asta. He named it as Demon Magic, Demonic, Divine Punishment Beam, if I'm not mistaken, something along that lines. It was a weird long name, and he shot the beam at them, but they were able to use their powers to deflect it. Unfortunately, Asta ran out of his black mode after he did it, and Yuno was very, very low. Like, you saw his fairy mode, and it was like breaking apart and stuff. And he only has 1 wing now, and only half his side is like fixed with the magic. So you can tell they both down for the count almost after this. And he shot another one. And as you see in the thumbnail, the person who came in clutch to help him out was none other than Captain Nozel of the Silver Eagles. He comes in and he stops all the light beam attacks that's going at them. That one big light beam attack. And you have this Petrie spitting out nothing but hate and hate and hate. He's kind of like what happened to I forget his name. I think it was Rogo, the Beast guy. If you ever remember when his third eye awakened, he was saying nothing but despair, despair, despair. So that's all he was saying. He didn't really have much dialogue. He went kind of berserk afterwards. Same thing with Fana. Well, this is the same thing that's going on with Petrie. He just spitting out hate and despair and just screaming. And we have Captain Nozel versus Petrie in this chapter. And all the light attacks that he's shooting out, Nozel is actually able to use his Mercury magic. And he's making all these defense shields. And he's blocking all the attacks. And while he's doing this, if you notice in the background of each panel, there's like a liquid being shot out from his shields to like the sky and stuff. And towards the end of the chapter, we found out why he was doing that. He was actually setting up for an attack. But at the same time, we also got some pertinent information on the squad knights, on why they always sit on teams of 3. And that's because in Magic Battle, Magic types take a really big priority over somebody else. So I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by that. If you have, let's say you're a very strong person, very well-rounded, very skillful, Kai, whatever, like Yami, for an example. Very strong character, very broken magic, yada yada yada. His natural enemy, as the title states, will be light. So even though he's extremely strong and all that, if he's fighting another magic mage that's somewhat equal but has that light magic, they're going to have a really overwhelming advantage over him. So that's the reason why all knights are sent out in groups of 3. That's also why when the captains are out, they don't have 1, but they have 2 lieutenants, a first one and a second one. That's why in the Magic Knights, in the first chapter, when we saw all the Magic Knights practicing and looking at each contestant to see who's going to pick for their squad, if you notice, most of them had 1 or 2 lieutenants behind them. Yami had 2 lieutenants. He had Gordon, and he had Finrel. Finrel is the first lieutenant, and the second would be Gordon. Since those are the third and fourth oldest, if I'm not mistaken. The only people who are older than them should be Shermie and Henry. But thanks to their situation and personality, they really can't come out. So, but yeah, after he was explaining all the information and stuff to us, we see why he's blocking and just talking about the Magic Knights. He was setting up for his ultimate attack, which kind of reminds me of something from Bleach. Kind of like a mix of Byakuya and Toshiro. Basically, his Mercury is like the element of ice, which is Toshiro, but fights like Byakuya, which is, the rose petals. And basically what he did was that he stuck him in like this infinite silver box thing that is like a seal. And it seals him in that one area that he's standing on. And any attack that he makes will be reflected back at him with double the speed and power. And he was trying to shoot a whole bunch of light beams out Petrie to break through, but he ended up actually hurting himself in the end. And that was basically the end of the chapter. But he did say one more thing before the chapter ended, which was funny. Nozel. He was like, "Oh, Asa and Yuna, just for the record, just to let y'all know, I'm going to be the next Wizard King." And he looks at them and he smiles. And I'm like, we got some good character development for him. This was a Nozel chapter all the way. We got character development. We get to see his battle. So, I guess him seeing his sister grow the person that she is, it must have clicked in his head. It must have been Asta that helped him out. That helped her out. So he felt gratitude towards him, I guess. I guess that's my opinion on why he came here and why he said what he said and did what he did. Regardless, he's a captain and that's his, fellow knights. So regardless, he was going to do his job. Regardless if he liked them or not. But the fact that he ended off the chapter with that comment solidified, that he's more open to Asta and now. He's not just going to look at them as regular peasants with high-level magic like he was before. At least that's my interpretation of it. But again, this was a great chapter. Chapter 199 of Black Clover. Really great chapter. Really great stuff. Happy that we got that information on the squad captains and the whole squad period, how it works, and why they always in sets of 3. But then on the other hand, it makes sense if you see other, anime that have either ninjas or captains or any other type of squad deal. They always in teams of somewhere 2 through 4, so which would make sense. So one person can protect another person from their weakness. But it's happy that we finally get that explained here. While at the same time he's setting up his ultimate attack. Oh, one of his secret attacks, I should say. But yeah, this was a great chapter. Kind of sad that Yami was not there, because last chapter it ended off with Yami and Nozel on two separate stairways running upwards towards this magic energy, which was Petrie. So, but the question is, how about that devil that came out, or demon, whatever it is? Did he leave or he's still there? I think he left, but if he's still there, that's going to most likely be their next enemy. And I don't think Nozel's ready for him. Actually, I don't think none of the captains are ready for him. I think all the captains are going to have to probably swallow their pride and work together as a big 12-man unit and actually off this guy together. Because this devil that they summoned is extremely powerful. And is Petra down for the count? That's another thing. He probably badly hurt from his own attack, but I don't think he's down for the count just yet. And even if he is, another question that arises is, what are they going to do with the elves? Because Asa and Yuno now knows the truth. The other captains and squad members don't, but they do. So how are they going to treat the elves from now on? This is another important thing to know. And Asa and Yuno is also out of mana. Yuno's out of mana. Asa's just out of energy, which is his Kai. He can't use magic. But they both running out of energy, so what are they going to do? Can Mimosa, who's there, can she replenish their, magic? We know she could heal wounds, but can she replenish magic? That's another question. But yeah, really great chapter, really great stuff, guys. But that's all I have for you. Like, comment, share, subscribe, share with your family and friends. Just give this video a like. Follow me on Twitter, link will be down below. If you haven't read the chapter, I advise you to read the chapter. If you're ready, go read it again. Really great chapter, really great stuff. That's all I have for you guys.